What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Casting Clay, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Chief in the streets, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Jack Gibb. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, mate. I've got some breaking news for you. Now,
Breaking. Let's
it's
go.
breaking to our podcast. It might have been up there for years. I don't know. But you remember that Xbox Series S toaster that Xbox
Yes.
decided to make?
Yes.
It is coming to Zing, and I'm guessing EB Games
Yes.
in a week's time.
Yes, it is.
And
Very
this
keen.
Pardon?
It's like $80, right?
It is. It is $78 specifically, coming out next Friday.
I feel like that's a pretty okay price for it, to be honest. With the way most home appliances are priced these days, for something that's going to cook a bit of bread, that's not too bad.
So, I don't want it to be that cheap that I'm worried about the house burning down.
Yeah.
But also, it seems to me that it cooks one slice at a time.
Yeah.
Which is
borderline. You can only play one game at a time on the Xbox, mate. So why would they let you cook more than one piece of toast?
Oh, that's a hard thing to counter, but I'm a very big two-toast piece of man. Two-piece of toast man. Fuck, Anyway, just thought I'd share with the podcast that that's a thing that's coming to Australia. Didn't know.
That's fair enough.
Breaking news. Cutting-edge news, that is.
That was pretty, I did see it the other day, and I was like, this is probably something I'm going to cop. But, I was kind of surprised to see it there, and there hasn't been more fanfare for it. But, because, man, when the mini fridge was announced, man, everyone was so hyped over the mini fridge. And
it costs so much more, if I remember correctly.
So much more. It was like, what was it, like $150? Or was it more than that?
More. I can't even remember. And it
should have been
$150
$150.
And hard to get. The FOMO was real.
Yeah, man. Like, I remember people there was like a dedicated Facebook groups and Twitter pages that were like, it's available at Target, it's available at Big W. I was like, Jesus, guys. Like, it was a mini fridge.
It's not that good either. So like,
looking at the toaster, and I'm barely, like, I think mine's decoration now.
Yeah, I've plugged mine in once.
Whatever. yeah. I was like, yeah, man, I used it for a solid week and then realized that the walk to the fridge for a colder beverage was not as far as I thought it was.
So much colder.
So much colder. I do want to get like a mini fridge though for my office, just for like, just to have stuff on hand when I'm streaming and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I want it made by a fridge company. Like, then they only make fridges.
Yeah. I want like a proper bar fridge. I don't want,
Yeah.
I don't want none of that stuff. But no, it's still cool. It's a great shelf piece. Like, it looks dope. I like it a lot. But mate, how you doing?
Doing good. Just been playing COD, really. How about you?
Yeah, same. Just been playing COD. I'm in the middle of the final campaign mission, and I do believe that this game is going to stick the landing. I'm pretty confident in, like, I think if I can get a couple of decent hours into zombies this weekend, I'm confident I can have a review by the end of like next week or the week after. I've really enjoyed my time with it. Campaign is so good. We should please play the campaign. I need everyone to play it. It's so good. Like, it's better than it has any right to be, and I need so many people to play it and talk about it so that, like, they know that we want a good campaign and they're not going to half-ass it in the future, because it's very good. It's very, very good. It's weird, right? Like, it's the first one to have like an extra year development time, and it doesn't seem like much, but you feel it. Like, in every facet, you feel that extra year, whether it's omni movement or the fact that they've crafted a campaign with a heap of variety, the fact that they've gone like they're trying to recapture the magic of zombies, but still trying to impart some of the like more modern stuff that they've added to it, but they still want it to feel like classic zombies.
Yeah, zombies is hard. Yeah,
it's difficult. Like, but if anyone's going to do it, it's Treyarch.
But like, the moment we booted up zombies, I was like, hang on, I can't put planks on the wall, like on the doors. Like, it's like,
yeah,
people have such expectations of what zombies is. So I think they've done well with the two different sort of maps and whatnot.
Rumor on the street is that I think it's like season 2, season 3 sort of stuff, or it's like whatever next year's COD's going to be, that there will be a classics zombie mode that will launch with like a classic map, and it will be that you put the bars up, wall buys, all that sort of stuff. Like, it'll just be classic zombies, which I think is what people will really appreciate and what people really want.
Just an option. I'm not asking for that to be the only thing, you know what I mean? Just an option.
But I think like that's been the rumor for like last couple of months now, and everyone's been like, oh no, 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 no. But then there was a new rumor that dropped in the last week that whatever next year's COD is will have a zombies mode, and that will see the return of the original zombies crew. So like Rick Toffin, Dempsey,
Right.
the
Yeah, stands to reason we get some classic
names.
zombies with them.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, that's true because that'd be great. Even though we've kind of said goodbye to those characters and their story, and that was all wrapped up. I'm sure bringing them back won't like be the end of the world. I just hope that I don't know. I just hope if they're going to do it and they're going to, if there's story reasons for it, that they do take their time to build on that with the this year's zombie mode to make their coming back worthwhile, not just people are going to play it because it's these guys. Like make it work. Which honestly, I think they will. I think if there's one thing Treyarch does well, it's their zombie story, and they respect players in that regard. I appreciate that. For like a little extra mode that's gone on to be something that people want a full game for on their own, like it's I think they'll do a pretty good job.
That
But
extra year, I think, I'm getting the vibe that the thing that we've benefited most from that extra year is not as much cut content. You know, I feel like every Call of
yeah,
Duty development starts with these big aspirations, and it feels like maybe they've just gotten closer than they normally would.
yeah, totally fair. Yeah, no, honestly, but no, it's good. It's good. Can't wait to talk about it more. Put a review up. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But you want to know what I wish I got to play more, mate? Before it was taken away from me,
Yeah.
mate. Concord, and this week we're gonna get the doom and gloom out of the way before we move on to more happy stuff. But Sony is closing or have closed Concord Studio Firewalk, the developers of Concord. We have a story up on One Up. I'm just going to read through that, and then we can discuss it. So an update sent out to PlayStation staff. Herman Holster shared the news that Firewalk Studios and Neon Koi are closing. Firewalk Studios have shared a transparent tweet with the following explaining the situation. Firewalk is signing off one last time. Firewalk began with the idea of bringing the joy of multiplayer to a larger audience. Along the way, we assembled an incredible team who were able to natively navigate growing. Sorry, I don't know where natively came from. Navigate growing a new startup into a team during a global pandemic. Firewalk was founded in 2018 and was very small, but in its first couple of years, only entering full production in 2022. Build a new, customized next generation FPS engine in Unreal 4 2.5, delivering top tier gameplay, true, feel, true, beautiful worlds, true, and performant 60 frame per second technology experienced on a stable and scalable back end of on PS5 and PC to hundreds of thousands of players in our beta. Manage an acquisition / integration while readying technical and preliminary tests, and ultimately ship and deliver a great FPS experience to players, even if it landed much more narrowly than hoped against a heavily consolidated market. We took some risks along the way, marrying aspects of car battles and fighting games with first-person shooters. Although some of these and other aspects of the IP didn't land as we'd hoped, the idea of putting new things into the world is critical in pushing the medium forward. The talent of Firewalk and the level of individual craft is a truly world-class, and teams within Sony Interactive Entertainment and across the industry will be fortunate to work with them. Please reach out to recruiting at PlayStation for inquiries, and thank you all for the and thank you to you all for many what? And thank you to all the very many teams, partners, and fans who supported us along the way. See you in the Tempest, Firewalk Studios, in transmission.
I mean,
And
you
then just
probably
a
won't see
lot
us
of
in the
toxic
Tempest.
people.
Yeah, the comments are rough on that one.
Yeah, they need to get off. The closure of Firewalk comes after an unsuccessful launch of Concord a few months ago, and Sony pulling the game and refunding players. We have spent considerable time these past months exploring all our options. After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. Yeah, we here at One Up enjoy Concord and the fact that it felt like video games did when we were in school, and we wish all impacted by the closure the best. I think that's pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's really no other word for it. That's pretty shit.
It's just the classic, like, it's just classic business, right? Like, hey, we're going to buy this studio because they have what we want. Turns out
Yeah.
their thing was, didn't do well. And now fuck them. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I feel like you bear some of the responsibility as well. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
maybe.
I guess Sony lost a ton of money, so I guess that's they felt it a little bit, but I don't know,
Mm.
just doesn't feel great. This one,
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, considering like they were definitely trying. I mean, Concord was getting consistent updates since its like shutdown. Like
yeah,
every couple of days there was an update, and yeah, people were reporting on that. Like, so I really did think it was going to come back. I think it deserved to come back. I would love for it to come back somehow. Like, there's someone out there that wants to buy that IP, take it. I mean, it's a good game. Despite what a lot of people are going to disagree with me and have disagreed with me and continue to disagree with me on the YouTubes and the social medias and stuff, but like take your problems with gender politics and wokeness out of the equation and actually play the game. It was a solid first person hero shooter that delivered what it said it was going to, and it was a lot of fun. And no store, no battle
oh,
pass,
so
just
good.
everything there from the get go. Like, it sucks that a game like that, a game that can deliver what we're asking for, has to go down and is destroyed by people who just can't get over the smallest issues. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I think that's my
Um,
problem. Like, it did games the way we want them to do games, and if it's not your game, you don't have to buy it, but you don't have to
mhm.
celebrate its demise.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, honestly.
it didn't
Like
deserve
these,
that.
these are people's. This is years of people's life that these self. Oh man, I'm not going to go on a tangent. I'm going to be cool. These self-indulgent a holes are just constantly at like, oh man, like I hate this woke crap. Yeah, that's cool. But like I'm sure that like, that was a prerequisite from Sony, Like I'm sure they were like, hey, we need this and this and this. Oh, the character designs are crap. Cool. Don't buy the game. Don't look at the game. Close your eyes and play. You'll get the same good fun feeling if you had your eyes closed, I promise you. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad.
But
Um
like, it could be as simple as the people designing the characters just made them like themselves or something. Like it doesn't even matter. Like, was the gameplay fun? Was it balanced well? Was it interesting? Yes, yes, yes. Like, it's so frustrating to see a good game just get torn apart. And look, if someone sat there and they're like, "Hey, I played the beta and I found it boring," fair enough. Don't buy the game. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
that game was very much a victim of the internet, I think.
Yeah, which sucks because I had a lot of fun.
Me
Sucks
too.
sucks a lot.
Yeah.
Sucks a lot.
Rip.
Ripperoni. Now, mate, there was another shooter that we need to talk about. A shooter that got announced. When was it? The other day?
Yeah, I think it was a couple of days ago. Basically, a small team within PUBG Corporation or PUBG Studios have announced a team-based 5v5 PvP-focused top-down shooting game. So I'm really going to struggle to describe it, but I think you sort of nailed it before, where you were like, "Hey, this looks like Rainbow Siege meets Hotline Miami." I think that's a fair way of putting it. Obviously, there's multiplayer and stuff from the Siege side as well. Um, but it's inspired by PUBG. So I don't think it's in the
Y-
PUBG universe. It's just inspired by PUBG. So a lot of the guns are from PUBG, some of the grenades and things like that are from PUBG, but the tacticalness is way closer to Siege, I would say, than PUBG. But the gimmick, the thing that I think will make it quite tactical and fun, is you share fog of war with your team. So because it's top down, you can obviously, your camera can see into other rooms and other buildings and things like that, but you'll only see enemies if your character can see, line of sight. But you can also see everyone else's line of sight. So I think there's opportunity for some really cool stuff where you can't see into a room, but someone can peek through a window on the outside of the building and reveal something for you, or all the possibilities of a tactical shooter. But I don't know. We don't know a lot about the game. We're going to find out a bit more in a couple of weeks. I just want to put this on everyone's radar because I think, it could be dog shit. I don't know, but I think it's worth having on the radar, especially if it's free to play. I think it might just be a bit of a refreshing sort of take on something like Siege. Um, and games in that genre can be hard to get into years later on. So it might be cool to get into one on day one and see what it's like. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it because there's only a 30-second trailer, but it is on the website if you want to take a look.
Looks cool. I'm keen to give it a go. Yeah, I mean, hearing that like a lot of it is like PUBG inspired, like yeah, I see that. I see that. Thinking about that little 30-second thing now, yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that they're doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Other like stuff. Even though this is probably like a small project and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it like can pick up some traction. I love when they do these small things that like can turn into something so much bigger. Like we were literally talking about zombies earlier. You know what I mean? A small thing that they added to the ending, like just the throw-in thing in World at War, which turned into something so much bigger. Like this could be that small thing that like
Yeah, it's just
you
worth
don't
a
want to play
go.
any PUBG. Here you go. Yeah, exactly. It's
Look, if it's
worth
a
it.
little
It's
free to
worth a
play
shot.
game that flops and they just take it offline a few months later and take no one's money, then the developers may have learnt something that they can take into PUBG and improve that. I think a small team having a crack at something. We used to get games from like Ubisoft and EA, small teams all the time.
Yeah.
Not so much these days, but yeah, I don't know. It's quite an interesting looking game. You can wishlist it on Steam. It's called Project Arc. If I didn't say that already.
Yeah, keen. Very keen. Well, mate, before we like wrap it up here, there is I'm going to call this the topic of the show, and I just want to talk about it because it's really thrown me for a loop. Let's say this last month, right? When was PAX? PAX was like what? Was that nearly a month ago?
Yeah, it's probably 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Well, last 3 weeks, I've just been in a real tizzy, and I just have a question. What the hell is going on over there at Nintendo? Nintendo feel like they want to announce so much shit and just refuse to announce the successor to the Switch. Do you know what I mean? We had a bloody alarm clock called Alarmo. People are still trying to get that thing. I want that thing now. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, I could put an alarm clock on my desk. I can put a clock here. I think that would look cool. Be a nice little desk piece because my desk is pretty bare at the moment. So I'm tempted. But you got to enter a ballot and all that stuff. But I digress.
Jesus.
Then, out of nowhere, just like on a random Tuesday or Wednesday, they just come out and announce the one game from Wii U that we have all been screaming for since the Switch's birth, mate. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. They're just like they didn't put it in a direct. They didn't they didn't let anybody know it was coming. They just dropped a trailer on YouTube, popped a tweet on the old X. I'm calling it Twitter. I don't care what people say. And then that was that. They're like, hey, the game you wanted is coming. It's coming, guys. Get hyped. March next year. It's on its way. And I'm just like, cool. Cool. Like, I'm glad it's coming. You know what I mean? And, like, they've cooked. It looks good. The visuals look great. It looks like it's going to play really well. I think it's going to thrive. Surprised. It's just like I'm sure this would. It's like one of those things where it's like I bet this will be like a launch title on whatever the successor is. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like, hey, this launched a couple of months ago. Now it's launching. It's like one of the titles you can play day one here. It's like okay, yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. I'm keen for that. But yeah, just really interesting that they just dropped that out of nowhere. And then, mate, yesterday, just for no reason other than they dropped a new app on your phone called Nintendo Music where you can stream or download music from Nintendo's library of soundtracks and scores. But the kicker is it's only available to Nintendo Switch Online members. What the frick are they doing? Like so many like what I've just described is like you could literally make all of that in a Nintendo Direct and litter some other trailers around it, and people would walk away going, "Man, Nintendo know how to do a Direct, bro." Like it's crazy, like that they're just dropping this stuff. Like what? Like it's yeah. Like why won't they announce the Switch 2? Like why are we keep getting all this stuff? I mean, I'm not against it. Like this is cool. Like that they seem to be trying to add value to Nintendo Switch Online. And I feel like they're doing it because when the Switch 2 launches, they're not going to add any more value. I feel like there's not going to be anything special coming. But they're probably going to be like, well, guess what, guys? You can download this music app on your Switch 2 and boom, you can use it. And the Switch 2 works so good with Alarmo. You can sync them up, right? Like, boom, there it is. You know, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition coming day one on the Switch too. You're announcing all this stuff that could totally work with your with this console, but you refuse to announce the console. So what's going on over there? Like, I guess my question is, does any of this stuff excite you? Because I'm kind of excited.
Look, it doesn't, but it does feel a little end of generation-y, doesn't it?
It does, but it also kind of feels like I think. Let me explain my excitement. Okay? Let me explain my excitement. Right? Soul Armor, right? Fucking weird. Like just a weird thing for them to do.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But it also is sort of like, well, now Nintendo will do anything. You know what I mean? Like this just feels like it opens the door to so many possibilities, which I think is awesome. Like I think that's great. And then I look at Xenoblade, right? Coming now. Do you know what I mean? A Wii U game we've been screaming for. Coming now. A game I didn't think we were ever going to get. But now that it's coming, I'm also kind of like, well, there's some other games that we've been screaming for so long. This just gives hope to all of that. You know what I mean? Like, will we see, you know, a Pokemon Stadium revival? Will we see more Xenoblade? They're porting a Xenoblade game, the last Xenoblade game that we need. Because once this comes, every Xenoblade game was available on the Switch.
Yeah, right.
Like every single one. And that's mental. Like we Xenoblade fans have been eating good this generation. So I'm also kind of like, it's like, are we finally going to get like an X2 on the Switch too? Like, is that why we're getting a port? You know, it just opens up all these possibilities. A Nintendo Music app, right? If there's one thing Nintendo are, it's sticklers for the rules, mate. They don't like you being able to access anything from the past. They only want you here in the present, and maybe they'll let you play in the future, but they got to announce it first. So the fact that they're like, hey, we know you guys like the music, boom, here you go. Here you go, boom. Enjoy, guys. So I'm like, cool. Well, they're listening. They know we want the music. We want other stuff too. We want freaking better freaking offerings in this online that you've got going on. We want GameCube. We want this. We want that. We want DS. Like maybe they are finally sort of listening, but also they're definitely padding time.
I was just about to say, not just padding time, but I think they have time. As in, if the hardware's not ready for mass production and launch, you know, for another 6 months, and the rumor is that they've developed a whole bunch of games and they're ready. Yeah, maybe they got teams that are sort of just like they can work on more projects, sure, but maybe there's a little bit of fat to like make a music app and make a fucking alarm clock. Like maybe there's just a few people over there that like don't have a ton to do until, you know, for another 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, padding time, absolutely, but also got time to pad. It's so weird. Man, the Switch 2 when it fucking drops though, like that's gonna break everything.
When do you think we hear about it?
I wouldn't be surprised if they just mimic the Switch's original timeline. You know, tease it in November, reveal it in January, and sell it in, was it March or April, whenever it was.
It was March.
March, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. My original thoughts was they'll just follow. Like, why change the perfect formula? But Xenoblade and the rumors of them wanting to have a lot in the warehouse before they launch do make me think maybe there'll be a little delay to that timeline. It's got to be soon though, surely. The Switch has like, for a handheld console in its 7th year, like its work day is over. You know what I mean? Like it's done well.
Yeah,
it did good. We need what's next.
Rest now.
Exactly.
You've done your job.
No complaints. I'm not telling it it's bad. I'm just it had a fucking good run.
I had a great run, and I mean it's still jogging. Like it's clearly,
still jogging. You're not wrong. It does need a rest.
It needs a rest.
Even just a 2-minute trailer to Switch 2 level of rest, just something.
Do you think Game Awards?
I think Nintendo will be. I can't help but feel like they just do their own event. Like it's like Grand Theft Auto. Like you don't need to go to E3 when you're done with a Grand Theft Auto trailer. You know, I think. Look, would it be awesome to like get the Switch 2 reveal and then some game announcements at the Game Awards? Yeah, that feels nice. But I think the hardware will just be dropped on some random Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
I
they'll
don't
like
think Game
tweet.
Awards, but so many people online are like Game Awards. I think I think like you. I think they'll drop a trailer. They'll like hype trailer, with the random person on a plane and the random couple in the
Yeah,
park
yeah,
and they're
exactly.
playing on
Yeah,
the Switch too. And
it'd
then
be
they'll be
like a Switch
like,
One trailer. Honestly,
yeah, it'll be like get hype guys January, and then we'll get nothing until January, and then we'll see Mario Odyssey 2. We'll see all this stuff, and everyone's gonna cry, and it's gonna be the best thing ever. And yeah,
I just want to be clear though. Like, if like the next Mario Kart, for instance, was announced at the Game Awards, I would feel very sorry for anyone else showing anything at that show.
yeah, honestly,
Like
that's
Nintendo
crazy.
could crush it if they wanted to, but I just can't help but feel like they don't want to.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo know they could. Like Nintendo know. That's why they just do directs now.
Yeah,
They're like, why would we share when we can have it all? And I look at them and say, fair play.
absolutely.
Fair play to you. Fair play. So you're not going to get an alarm clock?
No.
No, that's totally fair. You're not going to
How much
listen
are
to
they?
great music? I actually don't know. I'm sure they're a disgusting
Yeah,
price.
probably gonna Switch too.
I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna actually have a look, and I'm scared to.
I didn't even know about the ballad situation.
Yeah, it was like you have to enter a ballot, and then you have to be chosen from it. Um,
Oh man, do you want the price? It's on the
I
Nintendo
see,
store.
I see it. I see. How much is it in Australian?
It's $160 Australian. What are you seeing? Is it a different
You know,
price?
people are trying to sell it on eBay
Really?
for $500.
Jesus Christ!
Wow. It's 120 in the US, so I'm actually surprised
Oh, okay.
it's 160 here.
Yeah,
That's
right.
actually pretty good. I can't believe people are trying to sling it for like 450 to 500. 550? Oh man, people are crazy. People are crazy. I think it's going to be one of those things that I'll get just because it's it's like Nintendo history. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's the
that's
sort
fair.
of thing that it's like it's a part of history. The app though, I'm like, hey, when it's time for me. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure I can use this app now. I always buy a year of Nintendo and then forget about it. So
Well, enjoy.
yeah, I should probably like stop that auto renew stuff. Or I
Next
just
week.
need to start playing Smash again because that's crazy. No, I'll probably need it when the Switch 2 comes out anyway.
Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah, okay. Well, mate, thank you very much for joining me. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Anytime, mate. We should come back again and do it another time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you want to, talk more about this stuff, you can drop some comments down below. And if you want to keep up to date with everything we're doing, you can head over to oneupgames.com or, our socials. They're all linked here on the YouTube or all that fun stuff. If you're listening, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I'm waffling off. It's just like we just want to play COD, you know what I mean? We just want to play COD, guys. We just want to play COD. That's all we can think about right now. But yeah, no, thank you very much for listening, guys. Really do appreciate it. Until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.